Hi guys, I'm going to show you what I call my Adobe Photoshop cream on the go. So why I call it this is because I'm a photographer, if you didn't know this about me, and I used to edit, like everybody would say, well, just edit those wrinkles out, or I've got this red spot here, can you smooth out my face, or can you smooth out these wrinkles for me, or I have these zits, whatever. Like they always wanted me to smooth it out and airbrush it, and I got in the habit of doing that so much that when I looked at a photo, I could see all the flaws. I'm like, oh, we need to airbrush your skin. And I would do that to myself. And I hated to see pictures of myself and my skin. Now, let's take that back to before Senegence, because this was before I had touched Senegence, and I used to be kind of ashamed of my skin. Right now, I've been using these products for 2 years, and I'm pretty obsessed with how they have reversed my skin aging process, okay? So 43 years old, my skin looks better now than it did definitely in my 30s. Obviously I have a little bit more wrinkling than I would have like in my 20s, but the texture of my skin is like when I was in my 20s. So I totally love it. But we do have a color correcting tinted moisturizer and a silk system that when used together, your skin looks like it has been airbrushed. So even those little flaws, like I do have like pinkness, I get like some redness and some pinkness here. I don't have huge pores, but I have larger pores, like around my nose area. And then I do have some wrinkling on my forehead. So I'm going to use my daughter's headband to pull my hair out of my face and show you guys how to use these products. Okay. So silk, first and foremost, this is our primer, and it comes in a bottle with an airless pump. Why I love this is because it pushes all the product up so that you don't waste a single drop. You're not like pounding it out at the end of the day, at the end of the bottle, trying to get more. All she needs is a pump, maybe a pump and a half. I love this stuff, so I kind of am a little bit more generous with it. Why do I love this stuff? Let's talk about it. I am obsessed with silk for a couple of reasons. Most primers, when you find a primer, are just like what I kind of call a spackle. They're just meant to temporarily fill your wrinkles and pores. And if you notice, I kind of put it in a downward motion. Okay, so downward motion is best when you're using this. Most of the time you'll find with primers that they just are like a spackle. So they just fill. And then I kind of press it in. They just fill the holes, the pores, the wrinkles temporarily, right? Just like tightening creams and firming creams, they're temporarily shrinking your wrinkles together, but they're not actually doing anything long term. The nice thing about this silk is that it is doing something long term. It is literally a pore and wrinkle minimizer, so it is really working long term to shrink your pores, to shrink your wrinkles. There is retinol in this, which is amazing for your skin. Once you reach 30, you definitely want to start using retinol. But it's just amazing. There's so many other things in this that is plant-based, natural, good for you. It has Cineplex complex, so it's going to rewind your aging process and slow down your cellular renewal process by 23.3%. So what that means is it's going to keep the skin cells from inside coming out faster than they normally would, so that the more youthful skin cells, which are back there, don't lose as much moisture by the time it gets to the end, so they're more lush and full and shiny and youthful and supple. And that's what we all want. So I'm kind of talking to you for a minute while I'm letting that dry. I like to let that dry in my skin really good. And then I'm going to apply our color correcting tinted moisturizer in light. So I can usually wear light or medium. I definitely do medium more in the summer. I do also about a pump and a half of that, and I just pump it right out. Same thing, the airless pump. And I always recommend you apply this with a stippling brush. So I do want you to pay attention to, like I said, the redness, and you know, my skin is good, but it's not perfect. I want you to see how perfect it looks when I'm done with this, because I literally feel like when I walk around that I've been airbrushed and I'm walking around that way. So I just love it. So it just really evens out and balances. It's green based, which means that it's going to cancel out any reds that you have in your skin. It's not going to make your face green, but there are green undertones, and it cancels out the reds because most of us have some reds, like undertones to us. And I just pick up like a little bit off the brush at a time and kind of hit like my main 4 areas on my face. And then I might put the rest like right here just to kind of even it out. And plus, because I know it's so good for me, I'm like all about getting it everywhere. And what I always try to teach people with their skincare, notice I'm just kind of stippling it on. I'm just going to kind of go, I'm just dabbing, okay? But I always tell people with their skincare, you don't want to stop at your face. You definitely want to work your way down your neck and on your chest area. Okay, and then this is not just for coverage, this is also just because you want that anti-aging benefits. You want all of that to happen everywhere. Because what happens is a lot of times people invest a lot of money into really good skincare, and then their face looks really good, and then their neck and chest don't. So I'm just telling you now, whenever you do your nighttime, your daytime routine, whatever you do to your face that's good for your face, do it for your neck and your chest area as well. Okay, but see how as I'm just dabbing like this. Don't put it on with your hands and rub it in. Don't rub like this with a brush. Dab with your brush. And a stippling brush has different varying lengths. So you want to be nice and loosey-goosey and different varying lengths. Our company, Senegence, does make a brush like this. There are plenty of other companies that do as well. So you can ask your distributor for one if you'd like to get one from the Senegence, or you can just pick one up. They usually at Target, Walgreens, different areas. If you're gonna get just a regular run-of-the-mill like Target brush, I do recommend Real Techniques brushes. They're really good for things like that. Also, surprisingly, the ELF brushes are not too bad, especially for certain things. I do like their eyeliner brush, and I like they have kind of a mini stippling brush that's like about half of the size that I use for blush. Okay, but so when you put that on your skin, look how flawless my skin is. And we call this the Senegence Glow. Okay, I will post a before and after picture of me before Senegence and after, since I've been using it, and you're gonna see me in my 30s and to my 40s. And now that I'm in my 40s, I look younger, healthier. I have a really pretty healthy glow versus in my 30s where my skin looked kind of dry, dull, and ashy. So this right here is going to be life for you guys. And the other thing I'm going to tell you that I love about this is that it's super duper light. It does not feel like you're wearing anything. It has environmental protection. It has sun protection. It's going to drink in and set in your skin. So I always tell people, like, it's just like our shadow sense, and you'll see when we talk about that, but you have so much time to blend, and then just let it sit. Sometimes I'll take another brush that's similar, like a face brush or something that's a little bit more dense after I applied it, and I'll just kind of, if I feel like anywhere that it's still kind of dewy, I'll just kind of dab it in with that dry brush, and that will press it in a little bit more or take off any excess so that I don't have any shine. It's going to give me that glow without the shine, perfectly even complexion, and then I just add my lip sense to that, a little bit of brow, some mascara, and I'm out the door, okay? CCTM comes in light, medium, and deep, and it will go up or down up to 3 skin tones. So you want to ask your consultant which one she thinks you are, or if you have a pretty good idea of which one you are. If you're pale, you will be pale to medium, you'll be on the light side. If you're medium tan kind of complexion, then you're going to be medium, and then if you're darker complected, you're going to want the deep. And it's not going to be like foundation where it has to be the exact shade, because as it dries, it's going to match your color skin tone by your pH. It's really cool. So right now I can feel it drying. So it's still a little bit dewy, and it's going to dry, it's going to set, it's going to stay in place. It's not going to melt off of my face, like even in Kentucky humidity, you guys. It's amazing. It's going to feel great at the end of the day. It doesn't feel heavy. There are 0 oils in it. It's not clogging my pores. It actually has built-in skincare in it. So the same stuff that's in the Silk, that Cineplex complex, is also in the Color Correcting Tinted Moisturizer. So you're literally wearing skincare on your face while you're covering and concealing and making your face and skin even more beautiful. So I hope you guys give it a try. Remember, there's always 100% satisfaction guarantee on everything. Bottom of the bottle. So if you don't love it, you can always return it, but I promise you're going to love it.